I would rather be here than here. So when it's snowing in Toronto and Visit Florida invites you down for a week, you catch a flight. Paul Marshman, the traveling boomer, joined me for a Florida road trip.
So, we're on our way in a convertible, Paul and Martin's road trip. Paul's going to be writing a few blog posts for the Traveling Boomer. I'm doing a review of the Canon SL2.
We wanted to see some of the rest of what this diverse state has to offer, away from the glare of amusement parks, spring break beaches, and shopping in Miami. So with the top down, we headed to St. Augustine, where we heard that there was a fountain of youth. It was one of the destinations on the hop-on, hop-off Old Town Trolley Tour, a great way to get your bearings and a quick primer on St. Augustine's history and fiction. The fountain is at the site of the original Spanish settlement, the oldest city in the US. In addition to the rejuvenating water, there are historical demonstrations. And at the park and throughout the city, St. Augustine celebrates its mixed heritage of indigenous, Spanish, Menorcan, English, and American cultures. I went back for a second sip of the water, but didn't notice any effect. Maybe have to drink a lot of it. The pedestrian Old Town, which includes the colonial quarters, has several nice restaurants. We lunched at the St. Augustine Seafood Company, where the day's catch is identified by port and boat. Fresh. St. Augustine was the site of Henry Flagler's Ponce de Leon Hotel, which is now a college. We took a tour to see some of the highlights of its Gilded Age decor. The Alligator Park was interesting not just for the flotillas of alligators, but also because it's a rookery for several kinds of birds nesting in the trees. These are all happy alligators, who are regularly fed. St. Augustine Beach is quiet in January. The locals think this is winter. At night, St. Augustine lights up for the Festival of Lights. We weren't getting any younger, so we headed for Ocala in Marion County, where horses dot the landscape, and Kim Karp of Horse Country Carriage Company told us how important horses were to Marion County.
Several years back in Marion County, they did a census and they found that there was roughly around 265,000 people. The same year when they surveyed the farms, they found that there were more horses per capita in a concentrated area here in Marion County than anywhere else in the entire world. We also have the most foals being born here every year, and we have close to 70 different breeds of horses. So because of those factors, we were called the horse capital of the world.
HITS, a hunter-jumper competition, was in full swing at nearby Post Farm, but the Ocala Marion County Visitor and Convention Bureau had booked a glass-bottom boat ride at Silver Springs.
But it's also the oldest spring here.
The boat ride whet our appetite to see the park at a more leisurely pace in a kayak for a closer look at the turtles, alligators, and many birds. Marion County is full of parks with freshwater springs that offer trails, boating, and swimming, and lots of opportunities to observe wildlife in the air and in the water. Next on our cross-state itinerary, we headed further west, all the way to the Gulf Coast. We arrived in Tampa just as a pirate invasion, the annual Gasparilla Festival, got underway. Visit Tampa Bay got us VIP seats for the landing and for the parade, which went on for hours with marauding pirates, floats, and beads everywhere. I'd never heard of this before, but this is clearly a party not to be missed. The Tampa Bay area is large and diverse, including St. Petersburg, Clearwater, and mile after mile of beach community along the Gulf Coast. In Tampa's Ybor City neighborhood, we had a delicious dinner at Columbia, one of the stars of a vibrant culinary scene, where each neighborhood seems to have up-and-coming foodie destinations and microbreweries. And there's lots to see. Busch Gardens may not be the newest and sleekest park in Florida, but still provides a good mix of zoo and roller coasters, as well as eateries and shows. Lots of ways to get around, from an old electric trolley to the river walk for a stroll along the Hillsborough River. The Florida Aquarium at the south end of the walk is both educational and entertaining. And then it was time to return the convertible and fly back to Snow. Thanks to Visit Florida and their partner tourist agencies, we managed to pack a lot into a week. And while we could have relaxed more, we also saw more than enough things to think that going back, or staying longer, might be a good idea.